Hello and welcome. You're watching Head to Head on UATV and I'm Oles Gerdziuk. When a bill on the creation of an anti-corruption court in Ukraine, recently submitted in the Ukrainian parliament, continues to draw a lot of discussion and demands, Ukrainians started their fight against corruption with the help of NGOs. Regional Anti-Corruption Network. This is an initiative that helps municipalities, business, media and local activists to find each other and to cooperate for an efficient prevention of corruption in the regions all over Ukraine. Joining us in the studio is project manager of the latter initiative, Larysa Verbytska. Hello and thank you for coming.
Hello.
Ms. Verbytska, could you talk more specific about your project? What is it about? Is it about exposing the corruption or is it much broader issue?
Our project is Unit for Ukraine. The main project in anti-corruption, as a rule, is investigation and find the fact corruption. Our project is main for predict corruption.
To prevent corruption, right?
To predict corruption. We understand that the result of corruption is died for, is very bad died for local community. Local community have now investor business develop or transparency.
International?
No. Взаимоотношения.
Cooperation?
Cooperation, or transparency cooperation. So we decide to have a new local community obtain as anti-corruption tools, working with information, working transparency budget and engagement local civil society and local government for cooperation for doing condition with, for local community with zero corruption.
But what are the practical tools to implement these processes of working with the budget and having access to the media or developing the dialogue in the regions?
First component is logistic tools. Definition: what is corruption, what is the motive for corruption, and what is motive to predict corruption.
So you want to bring these topics into the conversation in the regions. What regions are we talking about?
We're talking about 5 regions in Ukraine. It's Odessa, Kramatorsk, Zhytomyr, Kiev,
the capital, Kiev?
Not capital, but
Kiev region.
Kiev region, but Bucha and Irpin.
So these are suburbs of Kiev.
This is Fob, yeah, and Lviv.
And Lviv.
So our local community is those who want to stop corruption, who need help for stop corruption in community, in their regional business processing community.
But what did you decide on these exact locations in Ukraine? Because of the level of corruption? Or?
No. It was open initiative in December and January. It was open door for local community. We says what we can do and what we need in this place. So we it was 10 or 12 local community who want working with us, but now with only 5 local community.
Because it started?
because it was really for the war, it was a really problem, and it was a good capacity for working between local government and the local civil society. And also we have три языка в голове. We have an opportunity for all citizens to work
to participate in
to
this,
protect corruption and live without corruption.
So, as far as I understand, these 5 regions, so local municipalities together with local activists and NGOs, they met your demands to cooperate with each other.
It's true.
Okay, but probably this initiative is about the negotiations, right, between them and clarifying these terms, what is corruption, as you mentioned, and what should be the punishment of corruption, for corruption. But most likely this kind of process would need some consultants to participate, some professionals and some specialists who could bring this information into these regions. Could you tell us, are there any consultants participating in this initiative? Would they travel in this region?
Yeah, of course, it will be travel, of course, and we have mentors in investigation, in working with information, OSINT, investigation, juristic, and professional TOP facilitator. The last
one
can help anybody, any community to discuss any problem. It's a professional of International Facilitation Associate or Institute, I don't know. And this is a real practice of NGO Nova Ukraina, new country. 3 years. 3 years we work with any level as government, with Secretariat Кабинета Министров,
with the Secretariat of the Cabinet of Ministers,
Cabinet Minister, from Secretary, from government to local community. Our method our message is good in all level, and always we have a result. And if we do a strategic plan, or if we do public policy. Now we can do public policy between local government, between local NGO, between citizen of local community and the newspaper or another news. For working for making territory free corruption.
Free of corruption. Okay. Well, your project seems to have been started just recently. Have you conducted any previous research to define the problems and?
We have in Ukraine we have 2 research. First of them is Transparency International yearly
Perception
index.
Corruption Index, you mean?
Yeah, it's a very bad result.
Yeah, and we are on 130th place for the data of 2016, if I'm not mistaken, and there is no data for 2017 yet.
Yeah. It's and another research is Ernst & Young, corruption in business, and it was last year research in 20 countries, and Ukraine had a first place in corruption in business.
You mean in spreading the corruption?
No.
Or
it's
the
level of corruption. Level of corruption in business, and that's why one of the goal of our project is say business. If you have corruption, if you have level of 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 corruption, if you have le corruption in business, in your business process. If people work with this idea, they live this idea with this idea at home. So it's need to understand territory free from corruption is a good for business, is a good for investor, is a good for people.
Well, for everyone, yeah, for the increasing of the way of the level of life, basically. But the surprising thing about Ukrainian population is that people very often they do realize the problem of corruption and they strongly condemn the corruption in general. But for some reason they tend to justify or advocate the corruption on the local level, this petty corruption. Why is that happening?
As for me, Ukrainian people not understand that that corruption is a destroy for life, everyone, for my life, for your life, for life of our children. As a rule, we said also in research, JFK, which was published last week, if we ask people, what is the main problem of the Ukraine? They say, okay, it's corruption. If we ask, what is the main problem of you?
Personally.
Oh, it's growth of price, it's power, so. Not war.
So they do
not war, not war. And so people not understand that corruption is personal problem. That
is basically increasing the price for the goods too, because people stand for each other interests, the oligarchs, the businessmen, and
there is no one person in corruption. I could not give you money or try your money, to have your money without you.
Yes.
So corruption is cooperation,
right.
And cooperation without corruption is a good practice in the world. There are a lot best practice in world cooperation in small country like Malaysia without corruption. Yeah, it was initiative. Public initiative, but we look at result. It's territory without corruption, like Finland, like
Sweden and Finland, right?
It's territory without corruption. When people understand that corruption is bad for my children, for my life in future.
Yes, of course. Well, this is a very good result that they have, and I'm sure that they probably spent a long journey to it. And I and the team of UATV channel are wishing you a best of luck in this hard task to prevent and predict corruption on the local level in Ukraine. And thank you so much for this interesting conversation. That was Larysa Verbytska, Regional Anti-Corruption Network Project Manager. Thank you for watching Head to Head. I'm Oles Gerjuk. Goodbye.